Strap in, ladies and genitals, because Ethereum is on a moon mission. Folks, we just made a brand new all-time high with Ethereum. This is a giant deal. I believe we have now gotten confirmation of this bullish breakout from this wedge. Will we see bullish continuation? What's going on with the supply of Ethereum on exchanges? What's going on with Bitcoin dominance? And in this video, I'm also going to bring you two NFT projects that need to be on your radar. So folks, if you like the sound of that, I want to ask you to do me a favor. Like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. And I'll tell you why you want to stay tuned to this channel. I called the exact bottom for Ethereum. I said we were in this diamond pattern. You can check out our Twitter. You can check out our Discord. Link for that down in the description below. I was saying if we broke down bearishly, this is where we'd be likely to fall back down to and find support. This is exactly where I bought the bottom, where I longed the bottom, and where I was telling our people that I was buying. Folks, stay tuned to this channel. It's literally a financial crime to not stay tuned to this channel, and I don't want you guys going to jail. So folks, look, let's delve into what's going on with Ethereum. We were in this wedge pattern. We broke out bullishly. We got above the two key resistance levels of this peak here at about 1950 and this peak here at about $2,030, $2,040, and we have made a new all-time high. This is a giant deal. I think if we can get past the 260 region, we're probably going to see an impulse up to 2200, and once we can tackle and get above 2200, I think we're going to see $2,600 Ethereum, folks. We have a confluence of reasons pointing towards the fact that we could see $2,600 Ethereum. We're in this wedge. Whenever we break out bullishly or bearishly, we typically take the height of the wedge, move to the breakout point being about $1,860. And that is where we can typically go. That lines up with $2,600. But we not only have that, we have our Fibonacci extension level, the 1.618, lining up perfectly with the height of our wedge. So we have a confluence of reasons for $2,600 Ethereum in late April, early May, in my opinion. Now, lots of interesting stuff going on with Ethereum, folks. Ethereum on exchanges has reached a low point. This is a massively bullish catalyst because Ethereum is becoming more scarce and more rare. Ethereum has been so suppressed for so long. I think it's time for Ethereum to start truly taking off. And yes, this could be a fake out. We could have a pullback. Let's say we do pull back. I think the key region to look out for, to understand if we're going to have a pullback or not, is this peak here. How do we react off this peak here? Because we're currently above this peak here from $2,030, $2,004, but we're right up against that fib level acting as resistance. So what way will we break out? If we start to break down below this, maybe we go for a bit of a leg down, retest this peak here at about $1,950, maybe retest $2,000. So that's where I think we could have where we could find support if we pull back. If we start to fall back below 1860, I would start to be worried that this was a fake out. But as long as Ethereum remains above this key range of 1900, 1960, I think Ethereum is in the clear. And again, we may have pullbacks in the short term. The weekends are typically kind of shitty for trading. We typically have pullbacks, so maybe Sunday, maybe we have a pullback, or maybe we don't. Maybe Ethereum has been so suppressed for so long, maybe we clearly had a bullish breakout that we see that bullish continuation. Ultimately, we need to see how we react off this peak here and this resistance level here. Another thing as well, folks, are trying to understand what the next big move is for Ethereum. Will we see that bullish continuation? Will we have a pullback? I think following Ethereum against Bitcoin will be key for understanding what the next leg is for Ethereum. I keep mentioning this. Looking at the pairing with Bitcoin is very important for understanding hidden support and resistance and hidden bullish and bearish support breakout targets. And divergence. So we're right up against this very key level from about 345 to about 35. I'm not going to count all those decimals. If we can break up bullishly from this range, I think that will be one key factor that we need to look out for, trying to understand if Ethereum sees bullish continuation. If we get rejected off this range, like we did once before, we tried to break out of this range, we couldn't, we got rejected, we fell back down to this region here. If we find rejection here, I think Ethereum's going to go for a bit of a leg down, whether it's to retest this peak here or this peak here. Some sort of leg down, if we find rejection off these regions, makes sense. I think following Ethereum and understanding what happens this weekend will be very critical for understanding if we have that leg down. If we continue to find that rejection, I think we're going to see a leg down with Ethereum. Now, we're seeing something giant happening with Bitcoin dominance. Folks, this is a big deal. Bitcoin dominance, calculated by TradingView, has fallen below 60%. The last time we were above 60% Bitcoin dominance and we fell below it was when? Was back in July, August. Why is that significant? Because July and August was the previous DeFi altcoin season where we saw altcoins explode. And so, folks, if Ethereum can maintain these new all-time highs, and if Bitcoin dominance continues to fall, we're going to see the good altcoins explode, and we're already seeing it. We're already seeing a bunch of altcoins start to take off. So I'm going to mention later on in this video 2 NFT projects that need to be on your radar. So folks, again, like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. We want to bring you the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency news and technical analysis, but we can't do that if you don't stay tuned. And really, folks, we're constantly giving you guys gold. I literally called the bottom. I bought the bottom. I was telling our people, no, this was the bottom. I've been ringing the alarm bells about this bullish breakout. And if we can maintain above these peaks here, these 2 peaks, I think we're seeing $2,600 ETH in late April, early May. So, folks, I want to take a moment to talk about the long-term plan with Ethereum and when I'm selling out of my long-term positions. Because, yes, I'm an Ethereum bull. You know, I'm very bullish on the long-term future of Ethereum, but I do think at some point this bull run will reach an endpoint. When will it be? Well, I think looking at what happened in the past will have some bearing and have some influence on what's likely to happen in the future. And if we look at the previous Bitcoin cycles, I think it'll be very telling for understanding how this cycle will end and when this cycle will end. Again, folks, it's important to understand what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin leads the market. Ethereum altcoins typically lag behind Bitcoin. That's always how things have moved. So yes, Ethereum has been underperforming and underwhelming as of recent, but that's only the most to be expected thing ever. That's only how all of cryptocurrency has always acted historically. So, folks, cryptocurrency has historically moved in these 4-year cycles because of Bitcoin and the Bitcoin halvings, where every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin being produced, roughly every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin being produced gets cut in half. And so the price of Bitcoin almost needs to increase over time for miners to remain profitable. And so if we look at the previous cycles, we can see that from the bottom of the bear market to the halving was typically 51% of the entire bull run. And again, from the halving to the top of the cycle was typically 49% of the entire bull run. And we can see this has happened twice, where from the bottom to the halving, 51% of the entire bull run, from the halving to the top, 49% of the entire bull run. And so if we just assume that something like that has a good chance of happening this time around, where from the halving to the top of the cycle is typically 49% of the entire bull run, well, folks, Bitcoin is likely to reach its peak, I think, late September, early October this year. And if we look at the previous cycles, Ethereum reached its peak roughly a month after Bitcoin. So I think something similar is going to happen this time around, where Bitcoin is going to reach its cycle top and then enter a bear market sometime late this year. September, October is when I think it's most likely to be. Maybe it goes on further, maybe November, December. But I think by the end of this year, we're definitely going to enter, or at least I think by the end of this year, the bull market is definitely going to be over. We're going to enter a bear market, and we're going to have years of consolidation, in my opinion, because that's what's happened historically. So I do think the party will end at some point, but I think we have maybe like 6 months, about half a year before that happens. So I think Bitcoin reaches its peak September, October, and Ethereum reaches its peak roughly a month after, because that's what happened previously speaking. And if we look at the Ethereum versus Bitcoin, and if we zoom out and see what happened last time around, how, by percentage, how much of a percentage of Bitcoin's price did Ethereum reach last time around? Ethereum reached over 12% of Bitcoin's price at the peak last time. So if we just assume that something similar has a good chance of happening this time around, where Ethereum has a good chance of reaching maybe 10%, 8%, maybe even more. What if we reach 12%? What if we reach 15% of Bitcoin's price this time around? Come maybe October, maybe November. And if Bitcoin has a good chance of reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars, which I do think it does, then that means I think Ethereum will reach the tens of thousands of dollars this year, September, October, November, December. I think that around fall this year is when I think Ethereum is going to reach its peak. And I think Ethereum has a good chance of reaching $30,000. But maybe that's more of an optimistic scenario. I think more, I think, 30,000 is kind of the optimistic scenario for Ethereum this year. I think 20,000 maybe a little bit more realistic. And I think 10,000 is the extreme conservative scenario for Ethereum this year. If Ethereum doesn't reach well over $10,000 this year, I'm shaving my head. So I know I'm shaving my head. I know you guys don't know what I look like, but I promise you, I'm a human with hair on my head, and I will shave it if Ethereum doesn't reach well over $10,000 this year. That's how confident I am. Now, of course, I could be wrong. I may very well have to end up shaving my head. So, I'm not a financial advisor, folks. This video is not financial advice, just entertainment. I'm just sharing my thoughts because I'm, obviously passionate about this stuff, and I think I'm right, but I could be wrong. So I could be wrong. I may end up shaving my head, but I think there's a very good chance that I won't shave my head, and I think there's a very good chance that I think Ethereum's going to go well over $10,000 this year. October, November is when I think Ethereum reaches its peak. So come September, October, November, that is when I begin scaling out of my long-term positions. Just how you can dollar cost average your way in buying into the dips, you can dollar cost average your way out, selling out the peaks. So September, October, November, that's when I'm scaling out of my long-term positions, and I highly suggest you consider such a strategy. Now, folks, that's what's going on with Ethereum in the short term and in the long term. Again, like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that bell icon to notify you. We're distilling for you the most important technical analysis, simplifying it and making it easily digestible. So stay tuned to this channel, folks. Now, I want to bring you not one, but two NFT projects that need to be on your radar. One that I haven't really talked about much recently, Ethereum Chain. I like a lot about what this project is doing, and it's on a dip, so potentially a good time to dollar cost average your way into this thing if you were so inclined. So this is their website. They're kind of like NBA Top Shots, where they're releasing these packs, but they're partnering with celebrities to release, different sorts of NFTs in all these different niches. So they're going to partnering with a lot of people, a lot of bullish catalysts in this project's future. So I think this project has a good chance of doing very well over the long term. I don't think we've seen the top for the NFT market yet, folks. I think it's going to come at some point, but I still think, again, we have about 6 months of bull run left within us. So, over these next 6 months, I don't think we've seen anywhere near the top for Ethereum Chain here. So, in terms of a potential buy-in, I would be, if we cannot get above $57 right now, I think we're going to find rejection, go for the leg down, and retest $38, $40, the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. Anywhere near $40, $39 is where I would start to dollar cost average my way into this thing. But if that doesn't hold, I think we're going to retest the golden pocket here. And honestly, anytime anything retraces into the golden pocket, that's probably one of the best buying opportunities, because the golden pocket, the 618 region here, is typically where things like to retrace to after they've pumped and they're currently dumping. So if we fall back within this range from, I'd say, about $30 to about 37, 38, that is 100% a buy in my book. Again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Maybe we retest these peaks in price action here, especially if that 0.5 fib level doesn't hold. If we find rejection here, I think we're retesting this level. If this level doesn't hold, I think we're going within here, obviously, but more specifically, maybe we're retesting $30. And if this thing goes to $30, 100% a buy in my book for myself. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Now, moving on. Just take a look at the market cap here. So 300 million, it's not a super low capper. It's kind of high up there. But again, I think, this project has a lot of stuff in its future. They're partnering with a lot of people. A lot of these NFT drops have still yet to come. So I think there's plenty of bullish catalysts still ahead. So I could definitely see this thing continuing to do well. Now, as well, another channel favorite, Super Farm, Elio Trades, that crypto YouTuber. Shout out to Elio Trades. He's been making me a lot of money with this project, and I think we haven't seen anything yet. They've just began to roll out some of the core functionalities with this platform. So this is their website. They're beginning to roll out their phase one. Each phase has has sub phases. Within each phase, there's going to be 3 phases to the rollout of their platform. They're just beginning to roll out their core functionality. They're just beginning to roll out their NFT drops. I really like this project because the whole point of this thing is to make an interoperable ecosystem that brings utility to the NFTs and their token, and they're going for mass adoption. I'm 100% very bullish on NFTs and the longevity of this project. So, folks, they're doing NFT drops for 5 days straight. Every day they'll be dropping, different NFTs. I'm actually hoping to get into this thing, although I don't think I'll be able to, folks. Is like once they open, these drops open, they get bought up in like seconds, like 30 seconds. It got bought up. So I don't even think I'm gonna get the opportunity to get in. But if you can, I mean, who knows? Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. But bottom line, let's talk about the token itself. Because we're right up against that significant psychological zone of $3 and the 382 Fibonacci retracement. If that doesn't hold, I think we're going to fall back down and retest the 0.5 here at $2.45, $2.50. Let me say that again. If $3 does not hold, I think $2.45, $2.50 is where we fall to next, and definitely where I would be buying. Because I've noticed that Superfarm likes to do this thing where it has a pump, a bit of a sideways consolidation, has a pump, a bit of sideways consolidation, has a retrace to retest the previous sideways consolidation. So can we do a similar thing? Well, we have been doing a similar thing. So we had that sideways consolidation pump, dump to retest that previous sideways consolidation pump, fall back down to retest that previous sideways consolidation. And the last time we pumped and dumped, we found support on the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement. So the 0.5 currently from the new all-time high is right there at 245, 250. So again, if $3 doesn't hold, 245, 250 is where we're falling. It is 100% where I would be buying. And in fact, I'm actually currently buying more Superfarm on Binance at $3. And again, if this doesn't hold, I think we're retesting this region. But I think we're going to see this project reach the billions in terms of market cap over the long term. Same with the Eternity Chain. If we look at the top NFT projects and we look at their market cap, Theta recently got into NFTs, but Chili's, wow, we were looking at Chili's before it pumped. Chili's is one of my biggest regrets. We were looking at it, but anyways, look at the top NFT projects. They have market caps of 2.6 billion, 2.3 billion. They're in the billions. Let's take a look at the market cap of Superfarm. It has a market cap of what? 300 million. So I think this thing could definitely do a 3x, 6x, and get into that $1-2 billion market cap zone. Over the long term, next few weeks, next few months, as they continue to roll out their functionality. I still think it's early days, folks. I mean, they've barely started to release their phase one. This thing has nothing but bullish catalysts ahead of it. Same with the Eternity Chain. So the Eternity Chain and Superfarm around the same market cap. So it's kind of a who really knows if one will perform better than the other? I'm into Superfarm. I'm not into Eternity Chain. There's so many good projects. I wish I could be in everything, but unfortunately I can't. Okay, folks, I just saw how long I've been rambling on for. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. I'm going to start wrapping up here, but folks, we're going to bring you the latest, greatest with Ethereum and altcoins. All these picks I gave you guys, I think, are all going to explode and do very well over the long term. So again, stay tuned with us. If you like what we do, you want to support us, join our Patreon, become a VIP Discord member. Link for everything is down in the description below. Our VIP Discord members get the low cap gems and interesting setups that we're looking at before anyone else does. And folks, there's so many gorgeous, beautiful low cap gems that we're looking at that we're going to be getting into. So make sure, if you like what we do and want to support us, join our Patreon. Link for that down in the description below as well. Folks, it's time to shell token metrics because, folks, have I said folks enough? Folks is like a replacement for I gotta get better at that. But anyways, look, Token Metrics is an AI-fueled price predictions and portfolio suggestions platform that we use to help inform our thought process and our research. Very powerful code reviews, very powerful price predictions. We highly recommend if you can spare it. They're going to be increasing their prices soon because they're bringing lots of more functionality. They're upgrading their AI. They're upgrading the amount of coins that you have access to. So make sure you get grandfathered in at the cheaper prices before they increase their prices, because they're going to be increasing the prices late April. So make sure you get in before that happens. I'm not going to sign in right now. Anyways, folks, sign up for Token Metrics. Link for that down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take care. I'll see you all on the moon.